Good morning, YouTube. My name is Gabe Rains, and this is my first YouTube video. Sitting here with me is my guest, Aki. Say hi. Say hi to YouTube. Yeah? Okay. Well, that's Aki. She is my emotional support companion. I guess I'll go ahead and introduce myself real quick. I'm a dad, husband, father, son, veteran, and I'm an alcoholic. I am posting this video today because my wife says I have a powerful voice and it needs to be shared, and that I can help others with my struggles. And so through her encouragement, I've gotten up the courage to make my first post. That said, I'm going to make my first post about the toll that alcoholism takes on your family, because you don't realize when you're struggling with alcohol that your family's struggling too, and it's probably affecting them more than it affects you. And during your struggles, you're so worried about not taking a drink or being a better person or dealing with your fears, your concerns, your raw emotion, that you forget the toll that your family's going through. And so I sat here today, the day after Christmas. I just hit my 2-year mark on the last day that I took a drink, and I sat here without my wife and my family. I haven't drank in 2 years, and I wish I could take my little chip and my coin and put it up there as an accomplishment, but all that means nothing without my family. And I'm a good talker. I'm a great salesman. And I've sold a lot of people over my life on the fact that I was okay and I was sober and that I was fine. And I think I sold my wife on what an amazing man I was when I first met her. And I won that. I won her, right? But somewhere along the way, I lost me. I've done everything I can to better myself. I've turned myself over to God. I'm no longer an atheist. That's 47 years of hating God, by the way. We can get into that later, because I want the main focus to be on the fact that I spent my Christmas, my 48th Christmas on this planet alone. There were no Christmas presents under the tree, no stockings that were stuffed, alone. And this is the first time that I've spent Christmas alone, sober, since 1992 when I went to the military. And when I went to the military, I was a lost soul. And the military allowed me time to think, time by myself, time to figure it all out. And so now I sit here trying to figure it all out. And I'm battling without my wife, who's my rock, without the support that I've had to get me sober, because I looked her in the eyes and told her I'd get sober after she looked me in the eyes and said, "You're fucked up. You have a problem." And I sit here and I'm like, "Lord, this is your plan." I've got to have blind faith, something I've never had, because I'm a fighter, right? I've fought for everything in my life, everything. I've never turned the other cheek a day in my life. But yet, my wife is sitting there with our daughters, and she feels alone because she feels like I haven't been there. She feels like she's been neglected. She feels like she's held this family together with glue and strength and grit and determination and love. And I haven't been able to love her the way that she needs to be loved. Well, it's not just her. It's my 21-year-old daughter. It's my 13-year-old daughter. It's my 8-year-old daughter. Those aren't my daughters. Those are her daughters, the younger two. But they're my daughters now. They weren't. And so, she even took the little dog that I don't like. And I miss him, Jazz. But I wanted to make a video that's raw. I hope to make more if y'all follow. But my intent on this is to touch a life today. And to give somebody strength and determination to push through. If you look, I look like a Viking, my wife would call me. I have a mean temperament. People look at me and I think that I'm a biker or a bandit or, you know, a harsh man. And today I realize that I look like a Viking. I act like a Viking. But I'm a wounded puppy. I have so much love and so much to give. And I've used my mean demeanor to keep the world at bay. And through my sobriety, what I've found is raw emotion. I'm sitting here crying to millions of you, hopefully. Because I want to keep it raw and I want to keep it true and I want to keep it emotional. Because that's what alcoholism is. Right? So, how did I get here? 2 DWIs, long story short. 15 years of drinking. They got to the point to where I was going to lose my house, my truck, everything I've done, my job. I'd let it all go. I'd given up until I met my wife. Girl, you know, she's my wife now. But I sit here because we've split up, right? Because she can't take it anymore, you know, because even though I'm sober, I still struggle, right? I struggle with PTSD, depression, not so much depression anymore, but my wife can feel feelings that I don't even know that I have. And so I think the term she used is overwhelming. I have an overwhelming personality. And I thought I was overwhelming her with love. But now that I'm sitting here, I realize that I'm overwhelming her with not loving her in the way that she needs to be loved. By continuing to lose my temper and say things out of hurt. So through all my therapy, I owe Dr. Turner quite a bit. I realize that I'm one of those persons when I get my feelings hurt that it comes out as rage. And my wife and I love hard. I mean, it's number 11. That's our number. I have it tattooed on my finger. She has She has it tattooed on her chest. We have the same tattoo on our shoulders so that when we walk, that people can see them. It's cardinals, sign of faith, angels, God. It's always been our relationship. And so, what made me want to share this video with y'all today? Because I sat here through one of the hardest things I've ever gone through last night. And I didn't drink. I woke up this morning and I'm alive. I didn't kill myself. Something I wanted to do and have tried to do several times. And I wish to say that it was because I'm like a man and I'm so strong. But the fact of the matter is, it's God that's done it. And for me to even utter those words, if you knew me, it's not something I've ever said in my life. But something's working with inside me. And I just wanted to share it. And I want to share with y'all what it's like to live with all of this. You know, as veterans, you know, we struggle most, I think, or we get a lot of attention for struggling. You know, because of some of the fucked up shit that we are put through, that we go through, that we've seen. You know, some of us have been to combat. You know, some of us are just fucked up because the military's fucked up. Newsflash, look at the news. Our government. Look what they're doing to everyone. You know what they did to us? And we come out and we struggle, man. You know, because we're men, right? We're men. We're warriors. We're soldiers. We're combat, you know. Run into the torches of fire. Don't run away. Be men. You know, you're strong. You don't cry. You don't show emotion, right? It starts when we're kids, right? You know, our fathers pick us up and tell us not to cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Be a man. Be a man. You know, being a man is running towards danger, not away. Be a protector. Well, I'm here to tell you that being a man means that you have to admit that sometimes you're a pussy and that you can't get through it yourself. You know, and you know what? Pussy's even a bad word. It's a wrong analogy because a pussy's strong. You know, we're just fucking weak. You know, some of us are real weak and we need help and we need guidance. And because I can't ask for help, because it's hard for me to put aside that male bravado, I sit here alone making this video. You know, because I have a hard time sharing with my wife, family, friends, what I'm going through. And so, fuck, if I've lost everything, fuck it. I'm just going to put it out there. You know, if I'm going to lose everything, I'm going to learn something. Because I need people to understand, you know, it's a motherfucker to quit drinking. You get embarrassed. You're ashamed. You have guilt, you know, and you just hide from it. And you just go back into the bottle and you drink. Then some of you take pills, which is what I did too. Start taking sleeping pills and mixing alcohol. And then you wake up one day and you've become this person that if you looked at anyone else, you couldn't stand. You know, I was never gonna be an alcoholic. I was never gonna treat anyone like I was treated. I was gonna break the cycle, right? You know, and my kids were gonna be happier. My kids were gonna have a better life. I was gonna treat them differently than I was treated. I did some of that, but somewhere along the lines, I got stuck in a bottle. And I couldn't get out. And so I put my family, my wife through hell. She has a conversation with me, and I checked myself into rehab. And I'm like, man, I'm here. Wow, my life is going to be better because I'm going to learn how to drink again. What I realized is that I can't drink again. And I sat there in rehab and I made fun of all the people that were there, and I looked around, I was like, man, these people are fucked up. And by the end of rehab, I realized I was fucked up. And that the only thing saving my life was the fact that the people around me were more fucked up than I was. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it's true, you know? And out of my rehab class of 20-something people, 6 died. They either took their lives or overdosed, or they died because their kidneys and livers failed. After class, since class, over the past 2 years, I've probably lost at least 15 more friends. And a lot of them are veterans. A lot of them are just people that couldn't look at their significant other and say, I need help. Men and women, but mostly men. The strong, right? The strongest driving force. They're the ones that tap out the quickest. They give up the easiest, you know? And I sat here today because I realized that I have a voice and I have to use it because I'm hurting right now. And the only thing that makes me feel better is knowing that I might be able to help somebody else, that I might be able to save somebody's life. And so, with a broken heart, I come to you today and let you know that I made it through 24 months of not drinking. I just made it through one of the hardest periods of my life last night. I sat alone in my house and contemplated exactly how I got here. And I realized that I couldn't have gotten here without admitting that I had a problem and admitting that I need help. And while I did that, I don't do it all the time. And my wife and my family and my daughters take the brunt of all the stress. You know, she became the man in the relationship. She was doing everything that she did, taking care of me, taking care of the kids, and not taking care of herself. And I let it happen. I didn't mean to. But, you know, hopefully you can help me. Pray for me. Pray that her and I get the chance to talk through this. Because alcohol reaches out and grabs your life and it fucking twists it up. And when you think you're better, you know, when you look in the mirror like, man, I'm a good man, and then shit still falls apart. You know, shit still falls apart. You think you're in love, you think you're happy, you think everything's going good, but it's not, because in their minds, you know, you're still struggling and the struggle's real. They're tired of putting up with your shit. They're tired of, you know, how long it's taken you to get here, and, you know, they suffer in silence. You know, I'm writing a book. Well, it's called Suffer in Silence, actually, and I talk about how alcoholics suffer in silence because they don't say anything, but your family suffers in silence too, and they're the ones getting their shit kicked in daily by you and your actions or your inability to function or whatever. And, you know, I'm in a better place. You know, COVID has kicked everybody in the fucking nuts, man. You know, but we've made it through most of that. And, you know, finances have been hard, but it's everything else that's taken its toll. You know, and I just want to tell you that it just takes one day at a time. You know, I met Scott in rehab, and that's what he told me. He said, Gabe, I haven't drank in 27 years, and what I do is I look in the mirror and I say, don't be an asshole, and don't drink. And I turn everything over to God. So, I'm sitting here in a gym parking lot, getting the courage to go in and do something I don't really want to do. And I'm taking it one step at a time, just like I always have. And praying that my family will give me another chance to make this right. And knowing that if I don't get the chance, that it's all my fault. Swallow that pill. How does that go down? It doesn't. It sucks. It's a kick in the fucking nuts. So if you're watching this video and you made it through last night, congratulations. It's one day at a time. You know, your sobriety starts somewhere. You know, 2 years ago, I never thought I'd be making this video. 2 years ago, I never thought I'd be sober. I mean, I should be fucking dead. You know, through my 2 DWIs, through all the times I drove, through all the shit that I did, all the fights, you know, everything. I should be here. I should probably be in prison. But yeah, here I am making my first video from a parking lot at a gym to tell you, if you've got an issue, turn to somebody and say, I have a problem and I need help. And then go get the help. Go find a way, 12-step program, rehab, whatever you need to do, and put down the bottle, because you can't find life in the bottom of a bottle. And you have no emotions. You don't have the ability. You don't have what it takes. You have to lead someone. If you're a man, man up. Man up by saying, I don't need to be a man. I need help. And I can't do this alone. And if you can do that, and you can focus on just getting through the day, just making it through one day, and then you go through the next day, and then you do the same thing, then 2 years from now, maybe you'll be making a video like this. My plan is to continue to make these videos, keep it raw, Keep it emotional, because there's so much fake shit out there. So many people fill everybody's heads full of bullshit. You know, there's no easy path to sobriety. There's no easy path to being a better man. There's no easy path in life. You gotta fucking go out there and get it. And then sometimes when you get it, you gotta cherish it and appreciate it, because tomorrow's not fucking given. You know, I used to think that means death. No, my wife told me to fuck off. Fuck you. I'm done. You're a dick. Bye. She won't talk to me. So the last thing that I said to her is going to be out of some words that I said because I got my feelings hurt, like a little pussy. No, man, that's not what I want. It's not how this is supposed to end. It's not my story. It's not my journey. And it doesn't have to be yours. So I hope you watch this video, and I hope that it motivates you to get your shit straight, whoever you are. Suicide's not worth it. It's pussy way out. Hiding in the bottle, it's not worth it. It's pussy way out. Go out. Get help. Look in the mirror. Take personal inventory of who you are. Accept the fact that you are broken. And do something to change it. Because there's veterans out there that are homeless. There's veterans out there that are hurting. There's veterans out there that are fucked up. But there's also normal people out there. And then there's the people behind the veterans that are fucked up. They're the ones that probably need the most praise, because they don't get enough credit. In closing, I hope that you all learn from this, and you see my pain right now, and you use it to get shit straight. And I hope that you can pray for me, because I was supposed to do this video with my wife. She's not here. And I hope that we can get through this so that I can do more videos like this with her by my side. The last thing I'm going to ask you to do is reach out to people you love them. Get your feelings off your chest. As a man, it's hard to tell other men that you love them or hug them, or, you know, I used to get freaked out by it, but now I live by it, because I shouldn't be here. I've done everything I can to destroy my life and kill myself. But now that I am here, I'm trying to make the best of it. So, I love you. I hope this helps.